Hello, everybody, and that is a horrible looking scene. Oh my days, that camera. Minimise, minimise, minimise. There we go. Live editing on the fly. Hello, everybody, how we're doing? There we go, much better. Hope you're all well on this fantabulous day. It is time for another Antillian Mysteries. We're a little bit late today. Do apologise for that. Will occasionally happen on the first Monday of the month. Personally, we blame Tyler because at the moment he's muted and therefore can't answer back. And if you could see the things he's doing, don't do that on camera. You can't do that on stream. Look, you can't do that on stream on camera. Don't do that. Shocking behaviour. Dragon Ball, what can you do, eh? But yeah, so welcome along. I've angered Robin already. Thank you for joining me. It is the Antillian Mysteries. It is time for some Dur and Dur. I need to move that over there because that's Syrinscape and I don't want you seeing that. We will have our third player soon. We'll have Sarah soon. She is on her way from a prior engagement. But for now, let's see what these guys are saying about me. Hello, you two.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Can't blame me. The third player's not even here.
Totally can't blame you. Totally did.
No. Mine's a work thing. She forgot and made plans.
Totally works. 100% works. Actually, we need to go that soon.
No.
There we go. That's better. But yeah, so how are you two? You all well?
Yes.
I'm a little sick, actually.
Oh no.
Why is everyone getting sick? I need to stay away.
Because the winter.
Because winter. Because
what
winter
happens
sucks.
when-
Winter is coming.
This is what happens when you wear flip flops and shorts, Tyler.
That is not why I'm sick.
But yeah, so welcome along. How shall I pick up? Last we left off. A lot happened last episode. A heck of a lot happened last episode.
God, yeah.
We beat down a scorpion.
Yes.
Yes, you beat down a scorpion that was originally a little girl.
Semantics.
Yeah, mutated into a scorpion. You seemingly sort of like cleared out the Uncloaked's hideout, which you had infiltrated cleverly, courtesy of some some interesting blood magics at a doorway. Taking out quite a few people, finding remnants of your lost colleagues, finding the girl remnants, remnants not of the colleagues but of their cloaks. You have no idea what has happened, but it didn't look pleasant. You found Maria, the girl that you originally sort of set off to find, but it turned out that she had not been kidnapped. She was indeed very much implicit within the Uncloaked's plans. You discovered that, courtesy of some tapestries, the general feel of things was that they were trying to almost summon what seemed to be a very large demon, half woman, half scorpion, through a scorpion ingesting what appeared to be a prismatic dragonborn. Obviously, hence where you came in here. The containment spell that went wrong on you in the initial to try and travel you to the Uncloaked's hideout without issue was lifted from you by Vulcan, the leader of the Uncloaked, who, upon lifting it from you, essentially released Maria, who transformed into a giant scorpion, which then proceeded to try and beat the living snot out of you, as Vulcan escaped, seemingly through the back passage part of the Uncloaked's hideout. You found yourselves, upon exiting the Uncloaked's hideout, picking up a couple of curious trinkets and a bit of money. You find yourself in Kunther, starting to sort of settle a little bit towards dusk. No sign of Vulcan around you. What do you wish to do?
Checking to see if our horses are still alive.
I'm assuming Viscer's with us. She's just being silent for the moment.
Viscer's very shook up. The whole ordeal of sort of essentially the young girl that they've been sent to rescue turning into a scorpion and trying to attack them and then having to kill it definitely hit her hard. Okay. Make a perception check, Owen.
God,
Quinn. Sorry, Quinn. Quinn.
Okay.
You are Quinn. You are Irid.
14.
14. Looking towards a tree line where you had initially tethered. In fact, let's go to confer. That's where we are. Looking towards a tree line around here where you had initially tethered Pat and Poke. You can see some movement, but from where you are, currently over here, you can't really tell. You can see movement. That's about all you can see.
It's not to scale.
Yeah, it's not scale.
Darn, I've seen how far I can run.
Yeah, I know. That's why I reminded you.
Dash, dash, dash.
Okay, so you're rushing over there?
I'm gonna just walk over there. I'm not gonna run.
Okay, that's fine.
Walk, because yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna walk with her.
That's fine. You are obviously Irid currently carrying the still and lifeless hand which normally inhabits his shoulder. It's looking a little bit charred, but it is still in one piece.
Mhm.
It's fine.
However, it has
Yes.
it has no animation to it whatsoever. Walking over towards the tree line, you do see a shape in the tree line.
This stupid owl bear. We're gonna go stop by Greep's house and we're gonna go complain.
You see not the owlbear, which one was Poke the pony.
I don't know. It was just Pat and Poke.
Poke was.
Pat the horse and Poke the pony.
Yeah.
That's fine. You do see Poke still tethered to the tree where you left him. Most of the gear still on it. Pat isn't anywhere to be seen.
Well, guys, there went 60 cold.
Waste of money.
Mhm.
You don't get things to care for.
Was Jack's stuff on Pat or was it on Poke?
It would have been on Poke.
Fudge, guy. They left us with all of the instruments. Well, this was bound to happen. Especially with owlbears running around.
I don't think an owlbear took the horse.
It was, yeah, you're right.
Irid, make an investigation check. Roll me some dice.
That is a 16.
Okay, 16. Looking at the tree where you tethered the reins of the horse, you can see the remains of the reins of Pat sort of like still wound round and severed. Looking at it, you can tell it's a fairly clean cut. There's no blood around. There's no scuffle around. The horse seems to have been taken.
Okay. If I were to hazard a guess, my guess is Vulcan took the horse and ran away.
He owes us 60 gold.
I think that's the least of our concerns.
Okay, well, we're now down a horse. And we just have Poke here with all of the stuff. There's not much we need to really do here, is there? We need a rest, don't we?
We should probably travel a ways first and then get a rest. I just don't want to be near this town.
Makes sense. So try to. How far away was Greep's place? Like, kind of a general.
It's probably Probably about an hour or so.
Should we kind of head towards Greep so we at least have the owl bear kind of in the vicinity?
Mm,
Like, not like go to him, but kind of close by.
nah, I don't think that's a terrible idea.
Okay, so shall we head off to go at least get closer so we can go get some rest?
Sounds like a plan to me. What do you think, Vistra? Oh yeah, that was great.
Vistra's kind of sort of like looking at, just like looking around the forest, sort of like having a little bit of sort of like sort of like of wistfulness in her eye. She just kind of goes, sort of like half nods.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so heading towards Greeps. So it doesn't take too long. It's only about sort of like an hour in terms of travel to Bathurst Face.
And what time of day did you say it was? Like dusk?
Yeah,
Or getting
it's
close to?
dusk, so it's starting to get quite. It's starting to get sort of like sort of like late evening. Sun's starting to set. It's starting to get towards night.
Okay.
I need to be right back. One moment. Sorry. Unfortunately, the wife is out tonight, so I am sole custody. Right back. Chat amongst yourselves on your journey.
So, all of this stuff that we found, what should we do with it? Because we found 14 gold, 17 silver, 18 copper, healing potion, which, yeah. There were 3 crossbow bolts and 1 hand crossbow I picked up. Maybe we could sell that for stuff. I don't know.
They seem fairly damaged, used. Not the best quality.
If not, I can yeet it at something. Maybe distract things. I don't know. I can't use crossbow.
I don't prefer to.
Okay. Did you find anything in that room?
Oh yes, I didn't want to bring up at the time because I wanted to make sure we were safe first. But I found this small chest that had a pouch with 24 gold, this curved elvish dagger, and I see. Okay, my notes say a ring that's metal but has a stone appearance, so I think
Yeah.
it's one ring.
It's a ring that was dark metal with stone flecks
Okay.
appearance kind of thing. That's what I have.
Yeah. Okay, so it is one ring. And this ring, I haven't had a chance to see if they're magic at all yet. And I can't read Elvish at all.
I cannot either.
Interesting.
Do you know how can we figure out if these things are magic?
I can detect magic if I get 10 minutes, but I would rather camp first and then start examining everything.
Yeah, okay, we can do that when we get to camp. Okay, so for the money we found, that would be a total of 38 gold, 17 silver, and 18 copper. Should we just give it to you, I guess, because you were kind of in that weird curse necklace for a while. I think that's good compensation for that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna give you all that money.
I have 17 silver and 14 copper already on my list. So how much was the other copper?
So it was a total of 38 gold.
Okay.
17 silver and 18 copper was what we looted from the bodies from the fight 2 weeks ago.
Okay. Because I had the 17 silver and 14 copper. I'm assuming you're including that together, right?
No, that 17 silver and 14 copper you got.
Oh, okay.
Yours. That was before more loot.
Okay, so how much money am I adding?
Well, you're adding that 14 silver plus, 17 silver plus 14, if you already have that in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're adding 38 gold, 17 silver.
And that 38's including the 24 I found, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I added it all together. 38, 17, and 18.
Okay, so
That way we
then
don't have to do
18,
math and like
42.
separate it, because some of us do have
Okay, cool.
a lot of money, like 230.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know that.
Yeah, it's
Okay. What do we want to do with this healing potion? Because you already used up the other one we found.
Yeah, used up because Vistra. Because we used it up because the dwarf doesn't know how to handle her attacks.
Should I just hold on to it?
Hey!
Hey, at least I called you a dwarf this time.
Very true.
Yeah. Just goes on looking.
Should I just hold on to it? Because I know Vistra has that big, huge tapestry to carry around.
I would say just hold it for now.
Okay, I'll hold on to it.
You're the quickest and can probably get to any of us if we actually need it.
Probably, yeah. I could probably slam a potion down someone's throat the fastest.
All right.
Dad. Okay, and then I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna have those 3 crossbow bolts and the hand crossbow I can't use. Cause why not? Cause I already have a sharp bow. I'm also looking for yeah.
Quinn, do you want to take the lead in trying to find a place to camp?
Sure, I did really well last time. So okay, so are we by like near Greep's place?
It's just you're starting to approach Bathurst Face. Sort of like you can see the forest curving round to your left, and you can begin to see sort of like the rock that is Bathurst Face itself. Starting to protrude from
not only do we have to deal with owls, we also deal with wolves now.
You're in the wild, it's fine.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna look for a place. So, do we want it on the same side of the road as Greep's place, or like, do we want it? Oh God, how do I do the thing? Nope. Nope. I don't know how to do the thing again. I have forgotten.
What are you trying to do?
The circle thing.
Oh, hold left click.
Hold left click.
Like here? Do we want to go like here? So we're kind of still.
You're approaching from this side.
So where did we see the owlbear last time we were here?
The owlbear you last saw in these trees.
Oh.
Okay, so here.
Yeah, as you approach last time from the east side of Bathurst Face, the owlbear was behind you as you were talking to Greep. So as you were standing here and Greep was cowering here, the owlbear was here.
Okay.
Can you like send a message to Greep and just tell him that we're just hanging out in the woods?
That's gonna be out of range.
Okay, I didn't know how that works.
Because I only have 120 feet. I'm fairly certain that would be out of range.
For the moment, yeah. So it won't take you long to get in range.
Maybe we could just yell and just say, "Hey, Greep, we're here. We're not gonna harm you. We just need a rest." Or would it just be easier just for you to send the message?
Once we get set up, we can alert him.
Okay.
Don't mind me every time I tea.
Dan, are you eating more chocolates?
No.
He's totally eating more chocolates.
I heard something about tea that I see him eating something. I was very confused.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Over here in certain parts of the UK, tea means kind of like late meal.
Oh, okay. I see. That's
It's kind of like it's
different.
breakfast,
Okay.
lunch, and tea.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. It's a midnight snack.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was like,
essentially.
tea? I was like, tea, that has food.
Yes. Yes. No, tea can be a drink and tea can be a meal. Welcome to England.
JB confirm.
JB might call it dinner. This is the thing. It's kind of an interesting, again, sort of like getting slightly off topic. It was an interesting kind of like sort of like colloquialism split within the UK. Sort of like so certain parts will say it's like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Some people will say it's breakfast, dinner, and tea. Breakfast, lunch, and tea. Sort of like there's various things in the meals are called, and there's a whole hilarious split between all people in the UK in terms of what each one is actually called.
Gotcha. Okay, JB has confirmed.
JB confirms. But yes. And of course, then you've got afternoon tea, which is just cake.
Okay, so
copious amounts of cake.
God, we are.
But yes.
British people aren't hobbits. That's New Zealand, Robin.
Well, it's filmed in New Zealand. However, to be fair, British people probably are closer to hobbits. I have hairy feet. I have big hairy feet, and I eat lots. I'm a tall
hair.
hobbit. But yeah, so approaching Baffa's face, the air is quite still. It's starting to sort of like really start to set into late evening now, to the point where you kind of like you're starting to feel a little bit sluggish, a little bit lethargic. You know, you've been going all day and you've had a hell of a battle through an underground lair. You're starting to feel a little bit wary. You do round sort of like, you know, and you see Baffa's face sort of like the trees starting to part as you round the path, and Baffa's face, the rock is there, protruding from the ground as before. What do you do?
Look for a place to...
Yeah.
Okay. Each make me a survival check.
I want to give Aaron an advantage because mine's really bad.
I just have a plus 14 again.
Oh, 15.
Yeah. Looking about, you see sort of like, you know, a couple of trees that seem to be sort of like seem to have grown together almost, and you sort of like think it could be a good place to kind of like make a base of a camp. It kind of covers a little bit of sight from the road if you were to be on the forest side of them. There is a small clearing on the other side of the road away from the forest as well, should you choose. So you have a choice of sort of like a bit within the forest, which is fairly sheltered, or over the other side of the road, which is less sheltered but out of the forest.
I almost feel like we could take our chances better with this owlbear. Unless you disagree. Because we also don't know where Vulcan is, and we're still kind of within an hour or two of Gunther.
Yeah.
And if we talk to Greep and let him know, the owlbear might kind of at least...
Let's go with the forest, and I'll head towards Greep and let him know that we're here.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, I probably shouldn't head over there after the last reaction.
Okay, so what you do?
So,
in the forest is where...
yeah, in the forest, and then I was going to start walking towards Greep and get close enough so I can send him a message.
Okay, so Quinn and Vistra begin setting up around the... Quinn and Vistra begin setting up around the base of the trees. You begin to walk forward. Make a perception check.
Go down the tower. There we go. Oof. That's a 4.
Owlbear
Okay.
mauls him right here, guys.
Looking towards Baffa's face, you see the ramshackle hut that Greep lives in. Don't see anything else.
Okay.
Starting to get a bit dark. He's starting to sort of like, you know, struggle to kind of like just make out sort of like finer details.
But am I close enough for a message?
You're close enough for a message now, yeah.
Okay. I guess I just want to point and then towards Greep, be like, Greep, it's us again. We are camping nearby for the night.
Okay, I'll just check something. Sorry.
You can reply to this message.
I don't need to say that.
Okay. You cast a message. No response.
That's disconcerting.
Is everything okay?
I don't think you're close enough to ask me.
Yeah, so you'd be sort of like in the small copse of trees here. It would probably be sort of like sort of like around here now. You'd have to shout to make conversation at this point.
Oh, how dark is it outside right now?
It's getting pretty dark. It's the sun is more or less completely gone over the horizon. It's practically nighttime.
Okay, 1 minute. I'm just trying to find where my.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
I guess I'll head back towards camp.
Okay.
And tell them that I tried to contact Greep and he didn't respond.
Okay.
Okay, well, let's hope maybe he did hear. If not, we might wake up to an owlbear in our face. That could be fun.
I question your definition of fun sometimes, Quinn.
Fun.
Gotta have a little
Verticals.
adventure in life.
Ooh. I inspired my little eye, a Vistra.
Hit me.
Hit you. That's
Yeah,
going to completely screw up. Hang on.
I broke it. I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's not a problem. It is generally not a problem at all. I just need to very quickly, on the fly, redo Windows, because the Windows now for everyone will have gone weird.
Yes.
So while I'm doing this, Quinn and Irid, would you like to catch up, Vistra, on what has been happening?
We have gone back to Greep's place to have a rest. Also, Pat the horse is missing.
Oh, damn it.
Poke is still here, as well as all of Jack's instruments.
Just what I was hoping for.
I know, because Dan and I yesterday confirmed what happened to all of his instruments. They're on one of the horses, and it was Poke, who is still here. But apparently Sparkles noticed it was a clean cut of the reins, so someone might have taken them.
Damn it. Well,
Yeah, we're down 60 gold,
why?
because that's how much Pat was, I think.
Because we spent.
We spent a 90 on the horse and pony.
So we're not down an additional 60.
No. You're just saying
Okay.
you wasted your
Yeah.
money.
Okay, that's what I was like, wait, why did we lose money then? Okay, I'm back on board. Okay.
We gave all of the money to Sparkles from the loot that we got in the place, because I figured that was good compensation for him.
Debatable.
But we also don't want to tell him about the 200 gold we also got. So we
Also
just
true.
give it to him.
Alright.
And then, yeah, we were spending the night in the woods over here. Well,
She's not roll 20 yet.
I'm not on roll 20. I'm sorry.
we're
I was dumb and agreed to dinner plans. I was like, well, first it was supposed to be lunch plans, and then they're like, oh, I can't until 8. And I was like, that's fine.
It happens. So good. You're here now. That's the important thing.
Nice haircut.
Thank you. Or lack thereof.
Okay, so yeah, we're in the woods over here, hoping
Okay.
that, you know, the fact that it's Greep's place and we kinda are friends, we're not enemies. We didn't fight him.
We're neutral. Ooh.
We're neutral. We're hoping that, you know, this would hopefully be good enough protection. Sparkles just went off to go see if he could message Greep and tell him we're here, so at least Greep would.
Oh, so he has no idea we're here.
I don't know. He just came back and said he didn't hear a response. So
Busy being an owlbear.
probably.
Can you blame him?
No.
Alright.
So that's pretty much what happened.
Okay. Yep. I'm on it. Got it. I came prepared to class.
All right. Dan, can I do detect magic on the dagger we found and the ring that was in the wooden chest?
Yes.
Just tells me if there's a magic aura and if it has what school it is, if there is any.
Yes. Give me 2 seconds. I just need to check something. Yes, you can. So are you casting that as a spell or a ritual?
Ritual.
Ritual. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, that's no problem. That's not an issue. You take 10 or so minutes casting your ritual spell, and as soon as I find my details, there we go. Okay. So yes, they both the dagger and the ring do glow. The ring glows with a transmutational magic. The dagger glows with an enchantment magic.
Enchantment?
Yes.
Okay.
Where's my books? Let me know the book. Too many books. Too many books. Too many books.
Sweet, sweet jam.
Yeah. There we go. Magic items there. Yeah. You found 2 magic items.
Okay.
Obviously, without identifying, you don't know what they do.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
But you know that they are both magic.
So about those items you found.
You don't know. Stop
You
it.
told me about these items, and I'm probably
Yeah.
watching you do the ritual right now.
Alright. Well, they are definitely magic. I hold up the dagger. This one is enchantment, and this ring has transmutation, but without further supplies, I can't determine which is more about them.
Okay. Interesting. Alright, okay, so I'm assuming we all need a rest, right?
You do?
Yeah, yes.
Night is beginning
Yes.
to fall. Are you setting watches?
I think we should. Probably should. Because there's still that unknown owlbear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's not much to sweat with that one.
Actually, I'm gonna set up a few alarms around the campsite.
That's fair.
Just set up. Actually, he doesn't use material components. He has a crystal that he uses.
That's fine. That's fine. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, so yeah, you spend a little bit of time setting an alarm, casting an alarm around the campsite itself. Who's taking first watch?
Magnolia does. Should we take first watch? Okay, we'll take first watch.
You take first watch. That's fine. Second watch.
I'll take second watch.
Okay. So Irid gets a bit of sleep.
So, question. Say I were to use a key point, like, right towards the end of my watch, or something. Would that...
Why would
I
you?
still-
What would you want to do?
Fury of blows.
Because we know, Sparkles can't see in the dark at all.
Mhm.
And I might have, through some way or form, be able to give dark vision now to things. With a key point. But I want to also save my key point.
Those two things seem to contradict each other quite a bit.
I know, I was gonna like do it like before sleep. Because I still have key points from
How long does it last?
it lasts for 8 hours.
Oh, wow.
And then you can see for a range of 60 feet in the dark. You pretty much have dark vision at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any key points? Well,
I have 3 key points now,
so...
and I have 2 that I haven't used up since our fight.
So in that case, why not use it now since it lasts 8 hours, since I'm doing first watch?
Okay.
Yeah.
And
If it
just-
lasts 8 hours, it's.
Yeah, you might as well.
Okay, I'm gonna give dark vision to Sparkles right
Okay.
now.
That's fine. Okay, so you
I think I learned this fancy new trick. Let me. I'm just gonna tap Sparkles at one point.
okay, that's fine.
Just-
So
I don't know how
Quinn sort of like puts her hand on your head, sort of like, and sort of like, and then sort of like this just taps just above sort of like where your eyes are, and your eyes kind of like go hazy for a moment. Then you open them and you realise you can actually see a little bit further than you could before.
I think I learned a new trick.
Interesting. I'm sure this will be useful.
I hope so.
Okay. So bedding down for a night. Quinn and Irid settle down. Vistra takes watch.
Me.
Vistra, roll me a perception check, please.
Oh, nat 20, baby.
Nat 20, okay. The first half of your watch sort of like passes without any incident. You're keeping a very vigilant eye on the road, on the forest around you. And then you realise you catch some movement slightly deeper into the forest, just around sort of like your northeast from where you currently are. So around sort of like around here, around this area. And it's big. Bigger than you.
That's not saying much, but thanks.
Anytime. I'm a DM. I'm allowed to throw shade at dwarves. And you sort of like you hear the cracking of twigs under its feet. It's walking. It's quadruped.
Ooh, good word.
Thank you. And as it passes a slight break in a tree line, you see the glint of a beaked face and of a red eye.
Do I recognize this critter?
You recognise it as an owlbear.
Okay, cool. It's just chilling.
It's currently taking a very wide circled approach to where your camp is. You sort of like sit and follow it for a couple of minutes, and you follow it go just round.
I just want to be like, hello. Hi.
Keeping
Yeah.
keeping the same distance from it as it did when you first spotted it.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fine.
Just round.
I'm sure this is fine. I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Your watch eventually comes to an end. The owlbear occasionally sort of disappears slightly further into the trees, and you spot it maybe 40 feet away from where it originally was. Again, just patrolling.
This is fine.
this is fine. This is fine. Quinn. Vistra
Did you
passes watch over.
see anything? Are we all good?
Everything's fine. The owl bear is around. But, you know,
Okay,
it's
so
one of
the
those
owl
things where it's like you leave it alone, it leaves you alone.
Okay, I'll try not to.
Don't piss it off.
Okay, I'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay. Vistra settles down. Quinn takes watch. Quinn, roll me a perception check.
That would be a 4. We are going to ignore my metal dice right now.
Okay, that's fine. You sort of like you're still a little bit groggy from the day you've had, and sort of like the fact that you've just had a little bit of sleep, and then you've got to get up again. And it's kind of like not ready for this yet. I don't want it.
Could I say I'm like messing around with disguise self?
You can do that. That's fine.
Because I saw my mom used to always do disguise self, and I'm trying to figure out how to do it.
That's
Oh,
all
I
right.
thought you meant your actual mom. I was like, that's a weird trick.
Oh no.
Plot twist, I'm not your mom.
I was like,
you play about with disguise self for a little bit, and yeah, you feel you're doing quite well.
At least from what I assume, because I can't
From
actually see.
what you're seeing. And then looking round, you see a figure, and you see a dark figure with long, flowing white hair, just gracefully moving through the tree line. There, 1 minute. You follow it from left to right. It's gone. And sort of like you look around, sort of like expecting to sort of like see it further around, and you catch a glimpse out of the corner of your eye, and you turn, and it's over there, moving from right to left. And then
It's a ghost.
then everything goes a little bit cold. a little bit still, and the air almost seems to stop. And you hear a voice in the back of your head. You make the lady proud. And it's not a voice that worries you. It's a voice that you find quite calming, quite relaxing. And you sit back. And the voice again says, "The shadows are your friend. They dance like you." And suddenly from the light glow around your campsite, sort of like you see two shadows on the nearby trees just start flickering and then forming into shadows of you, both dancing, arms waving. You see the shadows of your chakram in the trees, and they go from individual performances to slowly one movement synchronized between the two. And you watch for what seems like hours this beautiful dance of shadows on the trees. And the next thing you know, Irid places his hand on your shoulder.
I didn't get that.
Shut up. God damn, Alexa. Shut up, Alexa.
Please repeat.
I'm sorry, I lost track of everything.
And Irid places his hand on your shoulder, and you realise that you've been staring at him a while, and the shadows now are back to the sort of like a normal flicker of what they were. And your watch comes to an end.
Notice anything strange?
No. Just shadows and nothing with the owlbear. I don't know if he's around. But lots of shadows.
All right then.
I think it was a she, by the way. Out there.
It was.
How dare you assume it's gender?
So Quinn set us off for a second part of her long rest. Irid, perception check, please.
You can see now, boy.
Oh, not terrible. 16.
16, okay. Looking around you, by this point, sort of like the sun is starting to just break the horizon. It's not light yet, but it's lighter than when you went to bed. With your the remnants of the dark vision that you were granted by Quinn, you're sort of like sitting there thinking, yeah, okay, this is fine. I can see a little bit further, and you do notice the owlbear over the other side of Baffa's face, not in a tree line, actually at the rock,
Oh.
and it's sat.
The wolves are back.
Indeed. And it just seems to sort of like slightly swaying and rocking from side to side, just gently, sat on its haunches, looking at the rock. Do you do anything?
What do I know about the history of this rock?
Make a history check.
Okay, I want to know. That's a 11.
11. Being from not around here, this element of local history is not really that well told. You've heard it mentioned in terms of a landmark along the edge of the forest, but nothing else.
Okay. And the owlbear's facing the rock, correct?
The arbor is facing the rock.
I'm just gonna keep an eye on it and
Okay.
just be kind of observant because this seems very straight. Like, because you said he's sitting on his haunches in front of the rock.
Sitting back on his haunches, sort of like almost as I just sat there, sort of like just rocking slightly side to side.
Yeah, just a very odd thing to see an elder do.
You ain't wrong.
I'll just watch it carefully.
Okay, that's fine. You continue watching it, and after about half an hour, the owlbear sort of like just seems to almost snap to, sort of like goes back on its feet and trundles back off into the eastern side of the forest. And your watch comes to an end. You will complete a long rest.
Yeah.
We're back up to full health.
Yeah,
Yes.
full health, abilities back. Half any hit dice spent, half back. But yes, so there we are. The morning begins to break over the Antillian forest. The owlbear seems to have retired, knowing that they are mostly nocturnal.
Of course.
The day is yours.
Can we see the city map of like the area around it? Because like the Kunthar and the rock and all that. I'm just kind of curious where we are to like the nearest town.
No worries at all. You know that the nearest town. Here we are. You are currently here.
Oh, Neeler.
Irid was here.
That was a week ago.
Wow.
I think that was over a week ago.
Yeah. I forgot about this.
That was back when we were
Deary me.
camping outside of Kunthar.
Yeah, you're currently here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
you know that the next town along would be Neola.
And is that where the guy, the girl's father was?
No,
No,
it
that
was
was in
Costin.
Constant. Okay.
They did have people die in Neeler, and they have survivors there.
And what's the town where I'm not supposed to go back to that I don't know I'm not supposed to go back to?
Costin, you need to have a disguise if you do. I'm just gonna say that.
Well,
Or
you're gonna explain
we-
why.
Figure out some sort of disguise, Vistra and I.
Okay.
So the reason why we do not need you to be seen by people in Costin right now is because we might have pretended you were dead.
Oh yeah, that was the thing.
Why did you do such a thing?
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
It did, and it got us Pat and Poke.
You mean poke?
Well, we got us Pat, but now Pat's gone, obviously. But it got us them, which was a very it was maybe not a good decision at the time, but we were very impulsive that day.
Debatable.
And
Impulsive, such a.
you were kind of gone, so things might have happened, and we decided.
I got an idea.
Uh-huh.
We got him back via Revivify or Revivify, depends on where you're from.
Revivify only lasts a minute. Only works in a minute.
We did have Jack sign the papers. We could say he ran off on us.
He was hiding you, staged your death.
He lied to us, and then he took all the money.
We would have been the ones lying, because we are the ones that said it.
But what if he lied to us?
Why did you have to go make a complicated situation?
We thought it was
It sounded like a good idea at the time.
Yes, I agree. Yeah. A little extra, to get Pat and Poke sounded really nice.
How much extra?
Literally Pat and Poke.
Thanks for taking one for the team.
Pat and Poke.
Dan, can I see if I believe them or not?
Roll a insight check.
Literally Pat and Poke was the extra.
You're lucky. That's a 2. Fine.
They seem pretty honest.
You look.
Why would you have any reason to doubt them?
Yeah.
Honest people here.
You know me well enough. I wouldn't ever lie to you.
Would I know if there's any of these towns nearby I can get buy spells from, or this too poor of an area?
So it's not so much poor of an area, but it's more sort of like an area of industry rather than an area of arcana. You know that there are towns over the east side of the mountains which do have a more sort of like arcanic sort of like nature to them, so there's likely to be spell shops there.
Okay.
You know Coston definitely doesn't have one. Neela had a small shop, which was you didn't actually go into. So you've no idea what is in there, but you know it had a shop because you passed it on the way out. He said, "See you later, boy." Yeah, there we go. You also know that sort of like more towards Meltharas, there are sort of like, again, slightly larger towns with slightly more expansive shops.
And that's where you were, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got you the horse and pony. I'm not sure if it was the most sound investment, but
It was a great idea at the time.
You had just disappeared. You were like maybe 80% of our impulse control, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Do you think maybe more, or is it?
Probably 90.
Probably 90.
Like 95.
Yeah, 95. Yeah. And yeah, when you put the two of us together, we kind of just end up thinking really, things are really good ideas, which they might not be when we think about it later on. Like going.
At least it wasn't a puppy.
Yeah, and at least we didn't establish ourselves as prostitutes either. It's okay.
Definitely not prostitutes.
Definitely not.
What on earth did you get up to while I was gone?
Not prostitution.
We
That's
might
all that
want to
matters.
avoid the sheriff's office too, just FYI.
Oh yeah.
What did you do with the sheriff?
Oh, I licked their door.
We told them we're definitely not prostitutes, so
Yeah.
it's all good. They understand.
Oh gosh.
That's why we need to pretty much just go into Coston, tell this guy his daughter is dead,
Yeah, book it
and run.
and just get on out of there.
I don't know to where. If you have any suggestions, I know we want to try to head somewhere, but there's suddenly dice being rolled.
Yep.
Don't worry about dice being rolled.
Don't worry about the dice.
Don't worry about dice at all.
So yeah,
Where on to you?
Who, me?
Yeah.
You have no idea what you're on to.
I know.
so what do we want to do? Do we just want to go head straight? How long would it take to get to Coston from here?
Coston is probably about a full day's travel.
Do we just want to head straight there, guys?
Yeah.
Just completely ignore
Let's just-
Needler. We have no idea why people died.
We should probably stop there.
Okay.
Wasn't
Wasn't there a shop that we missed? That we
Yeah,
kind of,
what?
There was a shop
We don't
there.
know.
There's a shop that we missed.
Yeah, there was a place on the way out that again you would have noticed because it's literally the last building as you leave Neela towards the direction you're going. That had a sign outside that sort of, it wasn't a tavern, so it would be a fair assumption it was some kind of shop.
I mean, we could
Fairly
go
certain
there.
Generous mentioned hunters as well. In fairness, yeah, no, I'm fairly certain that when you were there in the tavern, Generous did mention hunters. But obviously at that time it was nighttime and it was closed.
Neeler, spend the night so that way we're not like in the middle of the woods. And then head to Coston.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, eventually I do want to head to, what's it, Meltharas?
Yeah,
Maltharas is way west.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm just saying general goal.
Yeah, we just need to go tell our good friend, Mr. Grant, that his daughter's dead, and at least give him some sort of closure, and probably not take money from him for this.
Oh, I also have that doll of hers, correct?
Yes, to give back to
Yeah,
him.
you do.
Okay.
Creepy.
Where are you wanting to go?
Meltharas.
It's not on that map. It's on the World Anvil map. Don't give me that face.
It's kind of a place both of us want to head towards.
Whatever. Yeah, I think we should stop by. I think the reason that those people were dying was because they were getting kidnapped by the the scorpion to feed on children or something. There was some kind of feeding going on. I don't know what kind, but that was not normal. And I know nature. That was a freak of nature. Not normal.
Well, I don't know. We didn't really get an answer. Maybe we could tell them we cleared out all the uncloaked.
And if they have problems, to
Then
see their general physician and just kidding.
Go talk to the proper authorities because we're not.
Because we suck at our job.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna go to Neeler, talk,
Okay.
stop, spend the night, and then head over to Costa the next day.
That's fine.
Cool.
Agreed.
So, easy done. So that's set up towards Neela. It takes you a few hours walk from Buffer's Face. The walk itself is fairly uneventful. Sort of like there's very little traffic that goes this way. There is more traffic, sort of like once you get to Neela and past it, that generally will go down towards the southern areas of Lemalianus and Garthast and Little Durrock. But I say Neela itself is probably almost like the point of that's when you will start seeing people. You keep your eyes towards the forest, just to make sure that nothing is approaching you from the forest side. Then you feel the earth start to move slightly. It's strange. It's almost like sort of like the earth just shifted, just ever so slightly shifted.
Where are we at is the question.
It's kind of just walking on this road here, and then it starts. It's sudden at first. There's a shift, and you feel your feet kind of like move, and you kind of hear the trees in the forest around you sort of like creaking and groaning as the earth around them is being like almost like forcibly pushed. You hear an almighty crack in the far distance, and looking over the Antillian mountains that you can see in the distance, you see part of it just crumble and start tumbling down and disappear. And then the earthquake starts. I need you all to roll dexterity saving throws, please.
Oh, good. My specialty. Oh, shoot.
15.
Oh, that was even
11.
worse. 6.
6, okay. The earth again sort of like seems to be just shifting and lurching and moving violently. Yourselves, you've never felt anything like this. You notice that there is a tree sort of like just that seems to have sort of like its roots not that well dug, seems to just be falling towards a path. Quinn, you rolled a 15?
I had a 15.
Yeah,
Yes.
15. You dive straight out of the way. Irid, you see that Vistra isn't moving as quickly as you try and stop and help, and sort of like you just instinctively grab her and try and pull, and you both manage to get out of the way of the majority of the impact of a tree, but you do both take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as the tree just slams down the back of you and knocks you to the floor. 30 seconds more of the shaking and the ground moving and lurching beneath your feet, and it starts to subside. And it starts to calm. And then it stops. And you look towards the mountains itself, where you saw part of the mountains come away, and there doesn't seem to be any other change than that one spire that seems to have subsided down.
What area what area did this come from on the map? That we saw the stuff.
You saw it within the sort of like to your east somewhere. It's hard to kind of like it's hard to pinpoint sort of like exactly where in the mountain range on here, but it was somewhere sort of like around. If I get a thing, you're looking this way. You're here. It was somewhere around here.
Okay.
Ooh, nice try.
Thank you.
Are you guys okay?
I'm fine.
Little damage, but no worse for wear.
Okay. What just happened?
I think that's what they call an earthquake.
I'm not entirely sure, but that term sounds vaguely familiar. Maybe read in a book once.
Sometimes I can do the same thing, but not as violent.
Not like taking out that side of the mountain.
Nope,
then?
not like that. Nope. Mm-mm. Not that big.
So that's where we're heading, guys.
Oh, good. Right.
Do we want to keep heading there?
Shit, yeah.
Okay. You continue on your way, and you arrive within the familiar site of the town of
See,
Nilo.
everything's fine.
Looking around Nilo as you get in, a couple of the residences seem to have crumbled slightly. They were not fantastically built in the first place. The Doom's Rest does seem to be missing a corner of its wall on the downstairs end. The building itself is still standing, but you can visibly see as you approach the town into the bar and the tables where Gregory normally sits. Two of the houses on your left, sort of like the more ramshackle looking houses, are very much in pieces. The roof seems to have sort of like collapsed inwards on itself. You can see sort of people sort of like, it's still like sifting through the rubble, pulling out just personal effects. A couple of people looking around seem to have sort of like, seem to be sort of like holding their arms. It seems to have kind of been crudely bandaged from what you've seen. One gentleman over the far end is lying down almost in the middle of the road, just his leg sort of in pieces and at two angles.
Ew.
The Generous is currently attending to some of the people, and sort of like turns to see you and goes, yes, hello, good to see you again. Are you okay? Did you survive the world seemed to shudder. Never felt anything like this before.
Yes, we're fine. How's the town faring?
Well, this is 2 tragedies in 2 days, really, isn't it? It's 3 days, I suppose. I lose track anymore. Some damage to some of the buildings. No one killed, thankfully. He gestures over to sort of like the young lady with her arm in a bandage. She saved her father from the rubble for the best part. He's being attended to over there. His legs are not good. I'm not sure he'll ever particularly walk that well again. But he's alive. He can eat, he can breathe, he can curse the winds. It's better than some.
When we were last here, what other were there? Is he referencing as one of them as another tragedy, or?
There was
Yes,
people died by the
you were
well
here.
one morning.
Well, that was me asking out of character.
Oh yeah, sorry. No,
'cause-
yeah. Sorry, no, I did say the wrong name. It's Miradam that met you. Generous was the one that was killed. That was found.
Okay.
The dwarven female was found in the centre of the town.
All right. Do your doctors need help with tending to the wounded?
Is that something you can do?
Put me in, coach.
Okay. Just make me a medicine check.
Okie dokie, artichoke. That would be a 15.
15. You go over and sort of like you've got your own sort of like sets of herbs and sort of like your own druidic supplies. You sort of like you give analgesia where you need it. The gentleman who his leg is literally in pieces. He kind of like looks at you as a human male. Sort of he's got sort of like short blonde hair. Is slightly greying around the sideburns, and his face is very much sort of like pockmarked and sort of like very tired looking and getting a bit old. And he kind of like sort of looks at me and goes, "Fucking hurts." And he
question out of character.
Yeah.
Would cure wounds fix his legs?
It would,
Or is that a little too far gone?
it would begin to sort of like, it'd begin to sort of like start knitting
Like
the
set the
bones.
bones.
Yeah, knitting the bones and start, and it would definitely cure any kind of like any of the abrasions that were caused from the damage it caused it. It wouldn't fix it completely. It wouldn't kind of make him miraculously get up and walk, but it'd certainly help.
Then I will use cure wounds.
Okay, roll for healing.
Let's see. Oh, I totally rolled the wrong one. Awkward. I picked up the closest one, and that was a 12, and I was like, wait. Oh, that was shit.
I rolled this dice.
Just a little 6. That was a shitty roll.
So just 6,
And
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. So so you rolled a 2. Ooh.
Yeah.
Lucky. It's fine. But yeah, you sort of like you cast a spell, and sort of like you see the skin around sort of like where his leg has been like, visibly crushed. Just mend ever so slightly, and he sort of like his grimace sort of like just eases a little bit. He breathes a little bit easier. Fucking hell, that's incredible. Thank you. Oh, thank you. And he tries to get up and then collapses straight down. Oh, you fucking...
Did I say get up? No, don't you stay down. Stay down, sir.
Okay, yep, that's fine. Oh, thank you, though.
I'm going to do one of those classic, like, means well, but pats him on the leg.
He kind of looks
You'll
at
be
you
up
sort
in
of
no
like...
time, buddy.
He looks at you kind of like with an air of what the actual fuck. You can see that the pain in his face and sort of like the bewilderment in his eyes. He's kind of just biting sort of like the bottom half of his lip. You see a little bit of blood trickle out, and he's kind of like just nods a little bit and sort of like and just tries to kind of like shuffle his leg away from you. Yeah, so
Really should have known better.
Yeah, it's just like a natural, like, oh, you'll feel better soon, you know? Trying to be encouraging.
True. Yeah.
Don't.
No pain.
Don't know.
don't do it.
No pain, no gain.
Exactly.
It's probably just before lunchtime at this time.
That's-
Probably just before
no.
midday.
We were talking to the guy at the Doom's Rest, correct? What was his name again?
Miridan.
Okay.
Okay. So he's currently just milling about, sort of attending.
He was an elf.
He is a elven male, sort of long blonde hair, shoulder length hair, looking a little bit gaunt and malnourished, as most of the people in this town are. So you wish to find Miridan and speak to him?
That was the person we talked to. The investor went and healed someone, correct?
Yes.
Or who were we talking? Okay, I'm just trying to make sure my notes are correct.
No, that's fine. Yeah. You're talking to Miridan as a generous as one who passed away, and and Vistra's just gone and helped out some human. What do you wish to do?
Well, guys, I'm assuming Costin is probably not much better than this.
If the mountains fell, many places are going to be affected.
Definitely.
What time of day is it?
Just before midday. It took you a couple of hours travel just to get from Bafford Face to here. Sort of like the majority of 4 or 5 hours travel, going on for 6, 7, depending on sort of like how fast you go is going to take you to get to Costin.
Do we just want to go straight to Costin and see?
I mean, I still think we should tell them that what we found, and
Yeah, we could tell them, but then we should probably. I don't know if they're able to house
yeah.
3 of
Yeah.
us.
We can ask. No harm in trying.
But it's also midday. We could potentially get to Costin by night.
Yeah,
nightfall.
you'd probably get to Costin roughly about evening time.
So we tell them what we found.
And then head out.
Head out.
Mhm.
Yeah, 'cause we don't know how the situation is there. It's probably not very good, but if we're able to help people there as well.
So yeah, I guess we're gonna find Miradam.
Okay.
Miradam.
That's fine. Easy to find. I say is just out, sort of like milling about the town, sort of like helping out where he can. You sees your approach and kind of looks over and goes, "Yes, hello."
So we just came back from Gunther.
He shudders a little bit at that name. Yes. Okay.
We think what may have been plaguing you guys is there was a group called the Uncloaked hanging out down in your well
Casually.
casually.
I don't know if it was that casual.
Come again?
So there was a secret entrance when you go down the well to a hideout.
Okay.
Did you not realize there was no water in that well?
There may have been. We weren't down there, Vistra. We only went like 20 feet down.
Oh,
We
so
went like-
it's deeper.
Oh yeah, the well was
Mm.
deeper.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Oh yeah, the well was deeper.
Should have just dropped me down the well.
But there was some, there was a secret hideout that was underneath the town.
Make a persuasion check.
God. Oh god. Okay, let me make sure to pull up persuasion. Oh, this is fine. It's just let me a +3 in this. 9.
9. Okay. He's kind of looking at you a little bit, kind of bewildered. It's kind of you almost see him sort of as we kind of sort of just sniff towards you. Okay. Okay. Thank you for letting me know.
We killed all of the people that we saw down there, so there might not be an issue anymore. We don't know. Bistra, Sparkles.
Correction, we did not kill everyone down there.
We missed one person,
Mhm.
No, pretty important person.
but everyone else is gone. So you guys might be able to go back.
Okay. So people called the Uncloaked have been living down the well in Gunther,
Yes,
and you
Yeah.
went down the well into an underground lair and killed them.
because they were trying to.
They're not nice. They're not
They
really
weren't
nice people.
They kidnapped our friends.
They
Okay.
killed one. Not one of our friends, but they killed a
They
small
killed-
child.
They killed a small child. They did.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
I know. It was
Yeah.
horrible. And that's why we had to go.
You don't even know the half of it. I mean,
That's
We don't need to give him all the details.
never have kids. That's all I'm going to say.
It's a bit
Things
I'm
should be
sorry.
but
good.
thank you.
Things should be good. Maybe like send a few people, like maybe armed. Make sure they have weapons and stuff. But maybe you could go reestablish Gunther.
Send like a guinea pig, like someone as a test.
He looks around, sort of like the town and the residents, of most of which are out in the streets, sort of like tending to sort of like the houses that have collapsed and the people who are injured. And sort
Probably
of,
not
looks
now.
around, and you realise that quite a lot of them, a lot of them are sort of like either sort of like slightly infirmed or a little bit elderly. And he's sort of
Actually, thinking now the earth is shaking, I'm not so sure the underground layer would have held up as well as if the house is here damaged, there's no telling.
Then even better. They don't have to worry about an underground lair. They can just go back on with their lives.
You should be fine.
They'll be fine.
This is fine.
we'll be fine. Here in
If anything,
Miller.
just maybe go check it out. But just we wanted to let you know that potentially you guys could go back.
Thank you.
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay.
You said
Send
there's-
like a crow or something. If something goes bad, yeah.
We just
Okay. Yes, certainly, shall do. Thank you for the advice there. Yes. Okay, thank you. And he kind of like turns around and heads back towards like sort of a group of the residents. You see him grab behind him for a hit flask and just take a hit, shake his head, and put it back again.
That went better than the sheriff's office.
Not much. Not by
I
much.
know. See, this is what you missed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. This is why you're the face and you do all the talking.
And I'm the brains.
I'm the one that just, I can say, yeah, that sounds like a really good idea, but don't ask me to come up with the ideas.
We didn't even get a chance to ask him for rooms. I wanted to do that first before
We were gonna
unloading
head
the
over
You know
story.
what? We're going straight. Listen, they've got.
I would say we should just skip the store because if they're like this, they probably wouldn't need everything in there.
There's one item I would want to check for
All
before
right,
they
well
leave.
then let's go.
Then you go. You do the talking. Go.
We gotta go with him.
I know, but he can lead the way.
All right. What's the story? You said the story was with the hunters.
Yeah, let's go hunters. So you head towards it, and it's the one building in this town that almost doesn't seem like it fits. Whereas like the rest of the town is made of sort of like pieces of wood and rough stone and any kind of like thrown together what they can find and scavenge building material. Hunters is like entirely made out of wood. It's almost like a log cabin. It looks a lot sturdier than the rest of the village, although not by all that much. It's relatively unscathed from the recent tremors. There are a couple sort of like of wooden sort of like sort of pieces of wood have slid off the roof, but overall structurally the building itself is quite well. You going inside?
Do they look open? Like, can I just like knock on the door first? I don't want to just see if it's open.
Yeah, I mean the door is actually sort of slightly ajar. The door is very
Okay, if the doors are ajar, then I'll just like knock on the door as I'm coming in. Like, hello, are you open?
Okay. You look inside and sort of like you can't see anyone, but then you do hear sort of like a voice behind you go, just hello, just 2 seconds, and this fairly sort of like slim half elf comes jogging over sort of like from the crowd of people over the other side of the road. Yes, hello, sorry, yes, my apologies, I didn't realise you wanted to come in. Yes, do come in and bustles past you and sort of like goes just straight inside.
Okay, then I'll follow. You said it was it male or female?
Female.
Okay, then I'll follow her in.
Okay,
I'm
that's
gonna
fine.
follow Sparkles in, just
That's
to
fine.
see what it's up to.
So you go inside, and the interior is quite it's very very beautiful, sort of like wooden, almost like carvings. You can sort of see sort of like the wood that makes up this log cabin. Sort of certain parts of it have been like almost hand carved over time or boredom. Sort of like to be really sort of like quite nice is like little figurines, almost like carved into some of the wooden logs of like sort of owlbears, of wolves, of owls, of various forest animals. The looking around there's not that much in here. It's you realise that actually sort of like half of this cabin is probably this person's home. The other half is sort of like is like there's a door sort of like that goes back, and you realise there's a lot more behind the door than the building lets on, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's bigger on the inside.
It's smaller on the inside.
Oh, smaller.
Yeah, so the building is L shaped, sort of like the part you go in is you only kind of almost like a small sort of like boxish room.
Okay.
There's a small counter in the corner. There's a few sort of like bows on the walls, a few arrows. There are a couple of things behind the counter, a couple of vials, one of which you recognise to be healing potions.
Okay. Excuse me, miss. I know you guys are on hard times with the earthquake and all.
Sorry,
I was
you
inquiring.
could say that, yeah.
I was inquiring whether you had. I'm looking for a certain incense commonly used to bring familiars and such. You wouldn't happen to have any, would you?
Incense. Let me have a look for you. 2 seconds. And she goes like into the back, sort of like leaving you just completely alone in there. A minute passes. 2 minutes. And she comes out with a small bundle of cloth that sort of has a very, very fragrant smell to it. Pops it on the counter. Yeah, I do have. We do have this. It's sort of my personal stuff that I make from trips into the forest and things like that. What are you wanting it for? How much are you wanting of it?
Is it good enough, sufficient quality for the like spell, or?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay.
I'm eyeing up these arrows and whatnot because I have a short bow that I want to really try out at some point.
That is a 18.
18. It doesn't look bad quality. It doesn't look like anything that you've seen in sort of like in your spell shops and your apothecaries and your various sort of like chemical shops that would sell it. It's definitely sort of like, almost like a homemade variety.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks good quality. It doesn't look like it's kind of it's not a it doesn't look like a bunch of leaves kind of like just strung together.
Yeah. I don't want to make sure I'm not getting gypped here.
Yeah, no, it looks fair quality.
Okay. I was hoping to buy about 10 gold's worth.
Okay. I mean, I made this myself, so let me just try and work out how much. Yeah, and sort of like just offers out the packet with one hand and sort of like a hand with the other. 10 gold here?
Okay. All right. I'll give 10 gold.
No problem. You hand over the gold, and you have 12 golds worth of incense.
Ooh, 12 golds. Nice. Okay. I think that's all I needed from here. Is there anything that you two were looking at?
How much are the arrows?
The arrows, they're silver each.
Silver each.
Handcrafted myself.
Ooh. Can I buy? Let's see how much I have. Oh god. Can I buy 10 of them?
Yeah, no problem. Be 1 gold. 2 seconds.
Yep.
Someone like bundles them up. Hands them over to you.
Lots of seagulls.
Yeah. Just I have 10 arrows.
I forgot those seagulls on this soundtrack. I need to take those off.
I was gonna say, how much for the seagulls?
So you could take them for free. If you use these arrows to take them down, well played. Yeah, she's you can see her sort of like itching to almost like she's like looking around the corner, sort of like out into the back out into the town, sort of like looking kind of see what's going on out there and see if everyone's okay. Anything else? I mean, I don't mean to hurry you along, but
we understand. We're just
Yeah.
yeah.
Thank you for helping us out.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you for your custom. If you ever passing by here again, firstly, why? And secondly, pop in.
Sounds good.
And we will do. All right. So, I guess we all exit the shop.
No problem.
Yes.
What is your plan? What's your way forward?
Back towards Coston, I guess. We're gonna try to get there before nighttime, or at least around then.
Yeah.
Okay, that is fine. You say you leave Coston, sort of like you leave Neela. Words, places, things, and sort of like the travel sort of like is fairly easy. The weather at this time of year is sort of like starting. It's kind of a weird sort of like mix between going from cold to quite nice and warm, but with that brings days of varying seasons and varying weathers, and although it was quite nice when you set off in the morning, it's gotten quite overcast now, and although it doesn't look like rain, the temperature has dropped a little bit. wandering back, you travel sort of like without much incident. As the afternoon wears by, you begin to see over the horizons the familiar sort of peaks of the various industries of Coston. The top of the stone masonry building, the curved outline of the back of the brewery, and you are approaching the edges of Coston. One thing you do notice is that there seems to be a lot of bustle around the town. The buildings themselves, as you approach and get closer, do seem to have actually withstood the tremors. Whereas Neolor is made of generally ramshackle material, Coston is primarily made entirely from Grinjaw stone, from the stone masonry, and as such it's a bit heartier, it's a bit sturdier. There are some small sort of like areas where sort of like some roofs have slightly sort of like shifted. Some buildings seem to be sort of ever so slightly, but generally holding strong. There seems to be a lot of people around the town, sort of like looking and talking to each other and moving around, and torchlight sort of like seems to be flicking back and forth. A couple of people you realise are pointing towards the mountain as they're talking, and as you get closer, you look up yourself and you can see, especially you, Vistra, knowing sort of like the area well from having sort of like grown up around here. One of the peaks, it's not close enough to Coston to cause damage to Coston, but it's obviously caused concern to Coston. One of the peaks has slid considerably, meow, and seems to be sort of currently ledged in between two other peaks. It's almost like the entire of the spire sort of seems to have just shifted and moved.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. Magnolia, stop, dude. Sorry, my animals are being pains in my ass.
My 5 minutes is all good. It's all good.
Watching you.
That cat is going to get that dog.
Oh, yeah.
We all know cats rule the roost. But yeah, so yeah, again, looking around, sort of, it does seem to have the spire of the mountain does seem to have shifted considerably, and it's causing some visible concern within the town.
How close is this to the town? Now that we're closer,
It's probably it's not that close in the grand scheme of things. It's probably about 2-3 hours walk to get towards the mountains from the town, from the eastern edge. So it's not immediately on its doorstep. I say the town was unless the mountains physically explode from the base, the town itself isn't going to be in peril anytime soon.
but it could affect the Grimjaw's quarry.
Oh,
Potentially could affect the quarry. It's within that region.
So we made it to the city. About what time is it now?
It's the sun's starting to go down. It's getting towards sort of like early evening, sort of like middle evening. There's still sort of like a couple of hours left in the day. Should you wish to achieve anything?
Okay.
You, at Point of Sparkles, need to disguise yourself in case we run into some Grimjaw people. I don't know if they're gonna recognize you, but either that or Vistra and I need to disguise ourselves.
You could be a twin brother.
I don't think this deception's worthy of it. You saw I was dead. I wasn't. We explained the situation. I mean, after all, you only got a horse and pony out of it.
Just a horse and a pony.
Vistra, if we run into it, we're running. We're leaving him behind.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Mm.
That's fine. So approaching the town, sort of like you see, as you move closer. So familiar to Vistra and Quinn. Well, not so familiar to Irid.
Yeah.
You see the the familiar sort of like the middle age male human with black scruffy hair, scar on his chin, sort of glaring at you, Edison creature.
Vistra.
Hmm.
Vistra is the sheriff. The sheriff.
Oi!
Hey.
Definitely not prostitutes.
Yes, we're glad you remembered.
Oh my.
Who's this?
Who am I?
Hmm.
My name is Iris Lucius. I'm a prince from wherever the hell Dan linked me. Iris Lucius.
Is it Gnathalon?
Yeah, Gnathalon. That's definitely how I would have pronounced that. So I'm son of King Yarnash.
Is that a question?
Okay, cool. What are you doing around these parts?
We found out where Grant's daughter was. We wanted to at least give him closure. Unfortunately, we found out that a group had killed her.
His face softens and whereas he was holding himself sort of like quite strong, sort of like his hand sort of like on the hilt of his sword, he kind of just released a little bit. Fucking hell.
We wish we could come back with better news, but unfortunately, we tried our best.
Well, that's fine. I haven't seen him in a couple of days. He's probably hiding in his house. Come in. And he sort of like beckons for you to follow him.
Oh boy.
You follow?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. He leads you back. Let's get the map of Coston up. He leads you back to the sheriff's lodge, which is just next to a town hall. Go inside and sort of like the cells themselves are empty. The inside, you can see the stairs that lead up to sort of like the small single level where all the files are and the records. Seems to be in an absolute and utter mess. You could probably sort of like presume that the tremors have basically shaken loose all the shelving, and Solomon, the deputy, is currently sort of like trying to sift through papers and sift through sort of like various bits and try and reorganise them on a desk up there, and sort of like you can see him sort of like looking very, very tired and pissed off with the situation. Edison sort of like beckons you over to sort of like his desk area and sort of like sits down. Sort of like there's no chair on the other side of a desk, so it is a case of you stand or you sit on the floor or you sit on the desk. Right, so fill me in from the start. You went after Grant's daughter, Maria, that's fine, and we appreciate that. She died? A group killed her?
Well,
I like raise a hand up before Victor and Quinn can speak. I'm like, she was unfortunately taken, as some of her other companions were, by a cultist group that was operating out of Kunthar. Their entire motives are unclear, but we did clear them out as they attacked us.
Operating
and
out of Kunthar?
Yes.
The abandoned town has been abandoned for decades.
yeah.
Yes, they had a underground facility.
More like underwell. Kind of. No, not underwell.
It was a group called the Uncloaked. He's weird.
Oh boy.
Right, carry on.
As we entered the facility, they attacked us, we dispatched them, and when we finally came to the end of it and saw, was her name Maria?
Marie.
Yeah.
Marie.
Marie
We saw Marie, and she
got
was
sacrificed.
That's
Wait, well, no. We've gone from they killed her to they sacrificed
her.
her.
They killed her in order to sacrifice her.
Debatable.
Yes.
What's the...
I'm just gonna let Sparkles talk for the rest of the time.
I'm getting 3 different stories from you guys. What the fuck is going on?
Well, we didn't see her get sacrificed. So you
Vistra?
can't make
Hey,
I'm just saying logically we can't prove
All
that
right.
she was sacrificed.
Okay.
We didn't
Vistra?
witness that.
Vistra, maybe we need to
Okay.
step out and look at the store again.
No.
Yes, please. Fine. Since my companions don't feel like cooperating, the full truth is she turned into a giant scorpion.
That's what
with
I
the
was
help of
gonna say. Y'all were beating around the bush.
What the f...
That's the
Why
true
did
story.
you-
Roll a persuasion check.
You do.
Ooh.
You were the one that just told him it turned into a giant fucking scorpion.
Alright, I think I have a +5 at this. Hold on, let me
God,
check.
you better be.
Come on, dice. 18.
18. He kind of like sort of like takes a moment and sits back in his chair, scratches his hair.
Vistra, do you still have the tapestry?
You're darn tootin' I do. Glad you
These
brought it up.
Okay.
I unravel the tapestry that we cut out.
Okay. Sort of like it's
Have you seen this woman?
It's of a size.
What?
It's sort of like it needs to sort of like you lay it on the floor, sort of like in front of his desk, and he sort of like stands up and walks around and looks at it and just paces around it. Solomon! He's sort of like beckons to his deputy, sort of like looks up and comes down the stairs, and they're both sort of like looking at it. You can see him sort of like just talking between themselves and muttering under the breath.
You can't tell me this isn't crazy cult shit.
Crazy cool.
Certainly not fucking denying that. And you sort of confer between themselves a little bit. And sort of... Right. Well, I just have one question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is my natural hair color.
Ignore her, please, because as we've discovered, we're definitely not prostitutes. And we shouldn't be trusted.
Oh my gosh. Out!
We'll be quiet. Maybe.
I'm not leaving without my tapestry, so.
Oh, you take it.
Roll
I
back.
don't want this in my. I don't want this in my building. How the fuck do I tell Grant?
You don't have to tell the full story. What we do have, I pull out their doll
Okay.
that we had. Just like, all he has to know is that we looked for her. We unfortunately found her, and she was killed by a group that is gone. We exacted vengeance. She's not in pain. She's not suffering anymore. She is no longer alive, but she is better than what she was.
I've known Grant most of my life. This is not going to be fun. He takes the doll, looks at it. Fuck me, this has seen better days. Tucks it under his arm. Thank you. Thank you indeed. Are you staying in town? Definitely not prostitutes. Looking at you two.
They're not. I don't know what came over them. I wasn't present with them at that time. But yes, we plan to have Quinn.
Under pressure.
Yes, we are staying for the night. Whether longer, we do not know.
Okay. That's fine, right. Well, thank you kindly. And he sort of like stands up and basically beckons to the door.
Again, it's beautiful woodwork on the door. It's really anyway.
Are you a bit of an expert in wood, are you, young'un?
Big fan.
Oh, not again. I push him out the door.
I grab my tapestry before we go out the door.
Yes, but
Yes,
he
yeah.
he offered it to you, so yeah, so you would have grabbed that. That's fine. So you leave. He leaves with you, and you see him sort of like give a nod, and sort of like just walks off towards what you know to be Grant's house on his own. Solomon's still inside. Has gone back to dealing with the
Are we
chaos of
outside?
paperwork. You are outside the sheriff's house. It's sort of
And they're not. He walked off. Okay.
yeah, he's walked off. As he's walking off, he sort of shouts back, "Stay out of trouble."
I'll keep them out of trouble.
No promises.
Thanks,
He goes off towards
Mom.
Grant's house.
Alright.
Well, guys, that doll, I'm gonna say it was creepy, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's cursed now.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I
I'm sure
didn't
it's
detect
fine.
magic on the doll. Shit.
Detect magic's kind of an aura thing.
Oh, right,
so,
it is, yeah.
So yeah, the doll itself didn't give off any.
There wasn't any magic on the doll.
I'm
Still
sure it's
is
fine.
creepy. Probably, maybe it's haunted. I don't know.
Not by magic. Shall we get some rest for the night?
We probably should go to the collected Stein
Correct, it's fine.
and get some sleep,
Yeah.
because we're definitely not prostitutes.
No.
Would not be found at a corner right now.
Just strike that sentence from your vocabulary. You don't need to say it. Most people in the
But
world
what
are
if
not.
someone's like, hey, are you guys
prostitutes.
prostitutes, and we strike it from our vocabulary? We'd be like,
You just say no.
well,
No.
I don't know.
It doesn't need more explanations, because then you seem suspicious, or you look like a guard trying to set up some sort of sting operation. Either way, it doesn't work well.
I think it's.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's okay. This is why we're never coming to Coston again, because this is where we're known as definitely not prostitutes. So if we just don't come here, it's not an issue.
Don't think your phrasing is conveying the same image that you want it to.
I don't know. I think it kind of. I think I'm not a prostitute, so I think it actually reflects positively what I'm trying to put out to the universe. And I'm definitely not a prostitute.
It's fine. It's fine. It got us in. He recognized us. We got back into town.
We got notoriety with that name.
Let's go to the tavern, the inn. I need a drink.
Okay, so you wander across. So it's literally just across the street, by the side of the brewery. You wander in. The inside is lit as always, and entering in, sort of like you feel the warmth hit you from the fire that's in there. The familiar sort of smell of the ale that you've become accustomed to, having been, as a group, working out of this area for the last few months. Theo, the owner, is behind the bar, sort of like working a little bit frantically. He's you can sort of like see that the inside of the bar sort of is looking a little bit worse for wear. A couple of the tables sort of like seem to have got sort of like a leg missing here or there, and there's a chair propping up some of the tables. He sort of like looks towards you, sort of like nods his head and goes, it's got your rooms on retainer, haven't we?
Well, sorry, I didn't actually catch what you said.
Got your rooms on retainer. Sorry, it's a bit loud in here. It's all good.
He's new. He doesn't. We just found him, so.
Just found him.
Not true.
Well, I've seen him around here with you lot before.
Yeah.
No,
We're not prostitutes, so.
Oh my gosh, sister.
Ah,
Yes, our rooms. Can I please get my room and a hard drink?
Okay, out of character. Wasn't he in the necklace the whole time we were in Coston? Oh wait, no.
No, because we operated out here for like a month or so.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, he knows.
Ignore
Yeah, he knows you as a group. He knows that you're sort of like you're working as like swords for hire.
We found him again.
That's good. That's good.
We lost him. and
Drink,
You
rooms.
Yeah, the rooms are all fine. They're ready. They're on retainer. He kind of looks towards you, Quinn, and goes, morale's a bit low in the town. If you wouldn't mind putting on a performance tonight, it'd be usual arrangements. Sort of like, you put on a performance, I'll give you rooms for free, knowing that you're going to put some coin behind the bar anyway.
Sure, I'll try. We had a rough few days, but we'll see how it goes.
You had a rough few days. Half the town got shaken up. Have you seen the mountain?
Yes, we have. But we won't trouble you with our problems. I shoot a glance towards Quinn and Vistra, like, don't say a damn thing.
Yeah, no problem at all. That's fine. Anyway, well, no, that's fine. And he starts like pulling you the drinks that he knows that you've been previously having. And sort of like it looks around and sort of like and the bar itself sort of like people seem to be sort of like nursing sort of like their heads a little bit, sort of like enjoying a drink, sort of talking. You can see a couple of them huddled around, sort of like talking, sort of like just making shapes that you can only assume is the mountain falling. Seems to be a little bit of a talk of the town at the moment.
Did you want me to, I guess?
Yeah, make performance check for sort of like your dancing.
That would be a 16.
16?
I think that was better than the last one.
Yeah, it's a lot better. Yeah, sort of like you do put on quite a very spirited performance, and sort of like there's certain like members like of the town sort of like looking up and sort of a few of them have seen you dance here before. Yeah, there's sort of like the smile and sort of like clapping along, and the minstrel in the corner sort of like he plays quite a nice happy little tune, sort of like it's something lovely to dance around for. You do, as the night progresses, you see Edison sort of like just walk in about an hour after you've arrived and still holding the doll. Look around. See you over there. Give you a nod. Leaves again. And the rest of the night seems to progress without incident. You find eventually as the tavern grows a little bit empty, tiredness takes you. You've had a very, very long day of travelling and a couple of interesting experiences along the way. You know for certain that the town is going to be talking about the mountain for a little bit. There's a couple of mutterings in the bar as you go on about sort of worry for the quarry. But then there's a few other mutterings going. Oh, they're made of money. They'll be fine. No problem. Just build another one, won't they? And eventually, tiredness takes you. You retire to your rooms. And you drift off to beautiful, restful sleep.
I want to cast Find Familiar and bring Biss back before.
That's fine.
You go to bed.
So you go there and say you pull out a small pot, put incense in and burn it sort of like Biss nearby, and channeling the energy that you've used before. You see sort of like Biss's hand sort of like start to twitch a little bit, and then eventually sort of like as the ritual comes to a close, Biss sort of like stands up, crawls up your leg, up your arm, sits on your shoulder.
Stands up.
Stands up. Yeah, on his fingers. Thing from Adam's Family.
Was Quinn allowed to watch this? Because I think this would have probably been.
How many rooms do we have? Do we have one room each, or do we share rooms?
2 rooms that you shared, because there's only 3 rooms in the. I think there's only 3 rooms in the actual stein.
I did not write down how many rooms we had last time.
I wasn't here for this.
Yeah, there's only 3 rooms upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I had 2 rooms. Boys in one, girls in the other.
Okay.
So at the moment, technically, you've got your own room.
I probably would have done this by myself because it takes a lot of concentration.
That's fine. So yeah, so Biss is back with you. So you have Biss once again. If you can, if you've obviously marked off your, if you put your incense into your inventory, mark it off. You would have 2 goals worth of incense left. Yeah.
Yep.
Fab.
I have it. Yeah, I got it tracked.
Excellent. So yes, you all drift off to a nice restful sleep in a warm inn full of mead, ale, wine, bourbon, and whatever other spirits you enjoyed. And that is where we'll end tonight.
Right.
Sorry I was late.
That's fine. It's all good. Yeah. These things happen. The important thing is you made it. Yes.
We're definitely not prostitutes.
Hashtag definitely not prostitutes.
Tyler's like, why did I miss that first session?
Oh, so many problems just from you two.
Oh, so funny.
Ooh, Dan, I was so ready. If you were gonna have that owlbear coming, I just prepared animal friendship or something like that. So I was ready for you. I was like, do it. Do it.
Is that again? Yeah, you don't know what it was up to. But that's fine. No, thank you for the game. Thank you for the game. We'll be back again next week. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Sarah, Erin, and Tyler. Thank you, Polar Plays. Hello, Zeke, Alice. Scrolling up again. Sorry, I had to talk to chat while we're actually doing it. Warcraft / Jonathan. Who else was in here? There was loads of people in here earlier. Max, thank you for the raid. You beautiful man. Max Pacheco, you legend. JB Retro and everybody else. We will be back again next week. We're going to throw the love over to one of the Mellow Fellows. We're going to go and say hello to Twin Icarus, who is currently playing. Was it Dead by Daylight? Did I assume Dead by Daylight? No, Super Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker. So go over there. If you've got the D Club hype, give them the D Club hype. If not, drop a Twitch raid.
My ears stuff. I have cool
Yes.
shit.
You will have time to play with that soon. We will see you all soon. Much love. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Frantic hand waving.
That was fun. I heard voices in the middle of the night, guys.
That you didn't
Like
tell
that
anyone
happens.
about.
Yeah, because no one needs to really know about it. It's not important.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not important.
Not important at all. This is not why I'm suddenly have abilities like darkness or silence or passive trace or retroactively the dark vision. Yep,
That's a cool trick, though.
I know. I can. Yeah, I just.
I
pretty
was
much
ready.
almost- Mhm.
I get a third cantrip at level 3. I almost picked